Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2020 Idlewild Open presented by Dynamic Discs and the Nati. I'm Rebbeca Cox, joined here with Kona Panis.
Hey, everyone.
And we're going to be bringing you the commentary for the first round. This course is one of the most difficult courses we play on tour.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see a lot of these women throw some tight lines, hit some great gaps, and hopefully make some big putts.
Yep, it's all about staying clean on this course.
Yeah, it's definitely staying in the fairway, making your gaps, and definitely not going out of bounds. All right, so for our feature card, we have Paige Pierce, Valarie Mandujano, and Heather Young and Rebbeca Cox.
Yeah, we have a couple young guns on the card.
I know, I liked seeing this feature card. As soon as I saw DGPT posted, I'm like, all right, we got some young guns. I'm excited to watch them throw some lines. All right, I guess up till this point, we got Elaine King and Lisa, everybody in first. A lot of ties for first right now. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, everyone's starting off the round pretty easy.
Mm-hmm. All right, so hole 1, 638 feet. We have this whole left side out of bounds, so if anything, your miss is going to be on that right side. Hopefully you're not down there by those trees. You're really just trying to get to the fairway, kind of right where this drone is where a lot of the women will be throwing. And then you want to do a simple upshot. You're going to see some mids or maybe some fairways up to the green. The green actually slopes down, so you don't want to go too long because you're going to have an uphill putt back up. But elevated basket to start, it's definitely a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, but this is one of the holes I feel like people really want to birdie right off the bat. Mm-hmm. It's wide open almost, and it's just one of the few holes that you can really, truly be aggressive on before you get into the woods.
Yeah, I think a lot of women are hoping for that 3 to start off, for that confidence boost. So we got Paige here. It looks like she's throwing her Zeus. I think she's going to try and go big and try and get down almost to that tree.
Beautiful flight on that disc.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
And, I mean, you bite off so much distance on this hole, and the upshot is incredibly easier.
Incredibly easy. And then you're not worried more so going too long and then having it just like glide down that hill.
Yeah.
So great first shot for Paige. What are you throwing here, Rebbeca?
I am deciding between throwing a Ballista and my Renegade, but I stuck with the Renegade.
So for people who don't know what a Renegade is that an understable driver?
Yes.
Oh, yes, she is. Oh,
It's very
I should have
understable.
waited 2 seconds.
I did not put enough hyzer on that, but you know what? That's the better miss to have than hyzering out, so I'll take it.
So if you guys don't already know, we are in phase 1 for this Disc Golf Pro Tour. So everybody's wearing their masks, and the new policy for this phase 1 is on the tee. 50 feet within the tee, we have to have those masks. So that's why everyone's wearing those masks close to the tee.
Yeah, you don't have to wear it when you're throwing, but within that 50 feet, you do have to wear a mask.
So there's Val's shot. I think she turned it over a little too much. I don't know about you guys, but we had a little bit of a headwind to start off.
Yeah, it was a little headwindy. It stopped when I got on the tee, so it was a little off and on.
Heather is throwing her, I want to say her D2. And so she's a lefty too, so we're going to see some really great lefty shots. I would say a lot of Idlewild has a lot of lefty shots in general, so I think we're going to see a lot of great shots out of her today too.
Oh yeah, and Heather is a player who knows her bag very, very well. So she throws some incredible shots with her plastic. And you'll also see her whipping out some of these flick shots now.
I was about to say, that's a great looking forehand.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm up on the right side of the fairway.
You look like you have a good gap straight to
Yeah, I thought I was going to be up against one of these trees, but kind of just got myself up to the fairway. Here's Val.
All right, so she looks like she's going for more of a fairway approach.
It's a little low.
All right, so far it looks like the ladies who've thrown, it looks like they're just going to try and get par, probably lay up and take an easy 4.
I believe that is a crystal fierce. Could be wrong with the plastic, but she throws that fierce a lot.
No, I think you're right. So Paige will have an easy tap-in birdie. That's a great way to start this round.
And that was just kind of a layup. Wasn't very good, but that was the goal. Yeah, Val just kind of just turned that over too much.
Well, this is her first big event. I think back on the road, Valarie is an amazing player, an amazing athlete, and I think she might just have a little bit of nerves going into this first hole.
First hole nerves for sure.
Yep.
And Heather going for that putt. I love watching her go for putts. She goes for so many.
I know she's fearless.
Val in a similar position. She decides to lay up.
Smart. If you hit that rim and you roll down that hill, it's not fun. So, way to take your medicine.
Just a smidgen too low on that one. Not very ideal. You definitely don't want to bogey this hole, but
shake it off. Let's go to the next one, eh?
Paige getting the birdie, solo birdie. So we have a little bit of a mixed first hole. Paige carding the only birdie. And here we have hole 2, 601 feet. It's a pretty difficult drive. We have OB all along the left side, including the lake of water between us and the basket. Here is probably the best landing zone, but it's incredibly difficult to get that far up the fairway off the tee. And they moved the basket. Last year it was up more to the right side, and they moved it closer to the water, so it's a lot more treacherous of a green.
Definitely a daunting upshot.
And you really want to bite off a lot on this drive, because if you don't have a very good position, the upshot is like you're going to lay up.
All right, so Paige, I think she late released that one, and she threw out of bounds. She's definitely not stoked about that. I'm sure she wanted to be up where Rebecca was talking at that sidewalk.
Yeah, she just has her out OB.
Heather's going to be throwing this D2, I think, a lot today. Lefty, this is a great hole for a lefty just because it's a simple hyzer for her. Obviously, I think it faded out a little bit too early for her. I'm curious if we'll see if she'll lay up to that sidewalk or if she's going to go for it. I'm curious.
Just early released it a little bit. And, sometimes when you want to hit trees, it just doesn't happen.
Like asking, please hit six.
Yeah, hit something. Yep.
Looks like Valarie's throwing an understable driver.
I believe that's her Mamba.
Oh, her Mamba.
So I was OB. I'm along the left side, kind of trying to throw between those two trees right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's perfect position to go for the green, because you definitely just want to be on that flat spot. Okay, so Val was on that left side too.
Yeah, she kind of rolled to the left side. She's just laying up to the sidewalk. Yeah, and that tree branch right there just gave Paige nothing. Yeah.
Okay, so Heather, it looks like she has her driver out.
She has pretty good footing.
All right, so this is another D2, and I guess she goes for it. I think she's in position where, okay, she can go over, and then she'll just have an easy layup. So that's nice.
Yeah, and that's the best possible thing to do on this hole is to get your second shot over the water, not even necessarily towards the basket, just over. And it makes that upshot that much easier.
Is this a mid?
Yeah, that is my tersis understable mid.
This looks beautiful. Get left. Great
Beautiful
looking shot. Is that looked kind of like that Mamba?
It kind of did, yeah. I'm not sure.
Might be wrong on that, but definitely a great shot from Valarie.
Yeah, especially with that sloping green, it's a very difficult upshot to keep within the circle.
Yeah, we're definitely aiming at those trees on the right, hoping that it just filters down to the basket without it skipping and going left towards the lake.
Mm-hmm. Heather just didn't really give it enough right there. It's hard to commit to that.
I was going to say, it looked
Layup.
like she didn't want to commit.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just laying up.
What do you think about the Disc Golf Pro Tour, what are they called? The little pads on the bottom. Have you hit any or anything? Do you like them?
Those. I think I've hit it. It hasn't caused me anything. I like them.
Yeah, I like them. Usually when I hit the pole, I roll away, and with them
It's
being
like a
there,
little
it's
soft
nice.
little pillow, yeah.
All right, so Paige is going to card her bogey, take medicine, walk away.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to lay up when you know you're taking a bogey or a double bogey on this hole, but there's no reason to risk everything on the second hole. And this hole actually averaged 1.09 over par.
Wow.
So
Wow.
we had a lot of struggles on this hole.
I just think a lot of women aren't able to get to that landing zone off the tee, and so they're not really able to go for that second shot.
Mm-hmm. And even laying up isn't guaranteed.
All right, hole 3, 407 feet. We got OB left all the way down, and then once you get close to the basket, there's a little creek. Oh, it's you get unlucky if you land in this creek because it is OB. It's crazy that it's OB, but it's just one of those things you just got to get over. A lot of the women are probably going to throw some understable drivers, hopefully just get it to flip up, hopefully miss right. Easy layup. So let's see what Val's doing. I don't know what she has in her hand of champion something. Ooh.
Something real flippy.
So she was just trying to do what I said. She's trying to miss right. She's trying not to even mess with that left side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's kind of a trend with some of these holes is that the OB is along the left side, so the mistake to make is turning it over too much, even if it is something that you don't like. Paige just mashed on that and disappeared over that hill, and we weren't sure if she stayed in or not.
Give her the green.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was safe. Good, good. Because right, you're like waiting. You're like, gosh, am I in the creek?
Yeah,
That's
and they're
perfect
looking,
shot. Oh.
and then they're running over to look at it, and you're like, come on.
Nice, great shot. Heather's throwing that D2 again.
Oh yeah, and the thing about Heather being a lefty, that tree right on the right side of the tee pad. I mean, she got very close to it when she threw that shot.
That's a great shot from Heather. She'll probably run that putt, and we'll see if she makes it. All right, what's this, Rebecca?
I am throwing a Fusion Escape. It's an understable 9-speed.
Oh.
And I just flip it over, hit that tree. It was like going dead straight for that tree, too, the whole time. Mm-hmm.
Okay, at least it put you in an okay position.
Yeah, I was out in the open, choosing between a hyzer and a flick.
So the nice thing about this approach is right behind the basket, the hill kind of slopes up, so you can really throw. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
My heart.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens. Man, she's just magic with that putter.
It's a Nova.
A Nova, yeah.
It's an over mold, and you have to have a lot of touch to throw that disc. So Valerie's great with that disc.
Stop.
Sit. I don't think Heather's very stoked about that one.
But she makes... Oh, man. Definitely not what she wanted, but...
Yes, Rebecca.
Yeah. And as you saw, I hit the other side and rolled backwards, so I got the position.
Like I said, you're pretty unlucky to land in that creek.
Mm-hmm. And there's Paige getting her birdie in.
Great birdie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and these are the more open holes that you can really be aggressive on, so she's taking advantage of that for sure.
Yeah, definitely the front, 4 holes, you're really trying, get birdies while you can. Obviously, on hole 2, it's kind of tough, but you know, before you get into the really wooded holes, you're trying to save your par, or you're trying to get a birdie, because once you get in those woods.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's our leaderboard. We got Paige in first, Holly Finley. Holly Finley is really actually known for being great in the woods, so I'm excited to see how she ends up playing. Ellen's a great forehand player, so like I said, this is a lefty-friendly course, so I think we're going to see some great shots out of her too.
We got hole 4, 334 feet. Basically, the whole fairway is sloping from right to left, so the righties are going to probably be looking at that water line on the left side. That's all it'll be. The sidewalk on the right side is also will be along, so just staying in the fairway. It's a pretty big mash to get to this basket.
Yeah, I'm curious what Paige is going to do, if she's going to go over this sidewalk to the right to go and try and like actually get to the basket. Oh, she is.
And she just flips that over too much. I do believe we had a headwind on this hole too, so.
Okay, so that's definitely a miss on Paige. I think she probably could have gone a little bit more stable to trust it and to like know that it would come back.
It's a great pull from Val. Just letting that skip up a little bit.
Yeah, this is what you're going to see from a lot of the women. They're just trying to get dead straight in the fairway. We're trying to probably just lay up unless you get close enough for the putt. But even if you are close enough for the putt, you know, are you running it? Because it's elevated and it slopes to the water, so.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, this is a girl who knows her plastic well. Because she just threw like a flip shot in a headwind with water on the left side.
Wow. Well, that's all I can say, wow.
Yeah.
Trespass?
Escape.
Escape.
Yeah.
Oh, great. And that's exactly how you drew it up?
Yeah.
All you can ask
pretty
for?
much. I'm right there with Val. Paige kind of gets over on her upshot a little bit, but she's in the circles. And she's higher up on the hill, so she's just looking right at the basket. Sit.
Looked like a safe bid, like she wanted to run it. Could you even run it? Was the tree pretty much in your way anyways?
Yeah, the tree was in the way for sure. I feel like that tree prevents a lot of people from actually going for it if they land that soon.
Heather kind of looks like she's running it.
Yeah, Heather looks like she wants this.
Oh, she's close enough.
Yep.
You want to see them make those putts.
Yeah,
you
and she
know?
wanted that after that bogey she took on the last hole too.
Well, great cleanup for Paige. Simple bogey. You got to take what Idlewild gives you, you know.
And that's the big thing about this course is like we're 4 holes in. If you give up, you got a lot of golf left.
You got a long day.
Yeah. So it's really just about, you know, going into the round, just accepting whatever happens before it even happens, because something's gonna happen.
Have you discovered disc golf yet? Get started on the right track with a prime starter set from Dynamic Discs featuring the Escape, Truth, and Judge. The Escape is a controllable driver that flies straight at low speeds and can handle enough power to get massive distance. The Truth is a straight flying mid-range for maximum control, and the Judge is our most popular putter trusted by our pros around the basket and off the tee. These starter set discs are made in our affordable prime plastic for a great price. We've got more discs, bags, and everything you need to get better at Dynamic Discs.
All right, on to hole 5, 426 feet. We got an Obi Creek left, so some women, it depends if they're forehand or backhand, but if you're throwing the backhand, it filters down to that left side, so you're definitely trying to stay straight. A lot of women are trying to get to this tree for an easy layup to the creek before the creek, because going for the green, it is a little scary, so they're trying to get to this before, right here, and then they're just trying to make the putt over, or if you are feeling yourself, you can go for the green and maybe even get the 3. So I'm curious if we're going to see some forehands or some backhands on this shot.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the most difficult par 3s we have on the course. Actually ends up in a decent spot. Turning it over too much isn't really that bad of a mistake unless it rolls.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Heather has an advantage on this hole just because she's going to be fading away from that out of bounds.
Mm-hmm. She looked like she really got on that too, so.
Yeah, that's the
wow,
that's a
beautiful
great shot. So she's gonna have a great looking approach at the green, and she'll probably just lay up right by the basket.
I've got a Maverick in my hand. Understable fairway driver. But I think I just put a little too much hyzer on it. I just didn't want to hit any trees.
Of course, you don't hit any trees.
Yeah, but it is what it is. So, when something like that happens, it's like, all right, I'm taking a 4 now. Like, automatically.
This is a par 3.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, for some reason I guess the men's tee, it's a par 4. So
Yeah. I
This
almost
is a
wish we
hard
were
par 3.
Yeah, I almost wish we were throwing from the men's tee and
Yeah,
had it as a par 4. This is a very difficult par 3 to actually average 1.19 over par.
Wow.
So I don't really have.
Ooh, this looks beautiful. Safe?
Yeah, safe.
Yeah, okay.
Just got caught up in that bush. Yeah, it's you're working hard on your op shot if you don't have that great of a drive.
All right, so Val's got that Nova in her hand again. And that'll give her a putt. The thing is with these putts is if they're on these island, or no, I guess some of them aren't considered islands, but on these greens, if you're putting back at that creek, it's definitely a little daunting.
And here's Heather's second shot. Just
easy.
Easy.
I wish I could make this hole that easy.
And Paige stayed in bounds. She just pushed through all those trees on the left side.
She's looking like she wants it.
But she stays in against that wall.
Ooh, you're laying out, girl.
I tried it, but it didn't work out. Had to get on one knee.
Valerie's got a weird stance. Yeah, the thing with Idlewild is you got to practice your straddle putts, your knee putts, your regular putts, because you could be put in any position on these greens.
Yeah, and you practice these holes, and then you come out here and play it, and you're in a spot you've never even considered even being in ever. And this is for Paige's 3.
Feels like a birdie.
Yeah. Heather just has a tap in. She played that hole very, very well. Here we have hole 6, 437 feet. The basket's out by those trees on the right side. A lot of women are probably going to be landing in this area right here and trying to just throw an upshot through those trees to get their 3. I mean, there's only probably a couple people who can even reach this hole.
Yeah, it's definitely tough for us on this hole to get off the tee, and once you see the fairway, there's actually a big tree, like center, that a lot of women have been throwing into just because it's literally directly out of the tunnel.
Yeah, and you can see Heather throwing a forehand roller here, because this isn't really that much of a lefty hole.
That was great, though.
She got herself really far up there. Because that big tree, I mean, for a lefty, that's exactly what you're looking at, you know. So that was a great shot by Heather. We know Paige can bite off a lot, so.
I was about to say, she's probably going to try and go big here.
She got through all that right side stuff. Yeah, yeah. I think I believe she's in circle 2, it looks like.
She's going to have a putt.
Yeah. There's that champion disc again. I don't know if she has more than one Mamba in her bag, but. She gets out there. That's like the average landing spot for the women. Here I'm throwing a trespass.
Yeah, that's perfect placement. That's all you need.
Yep. As long as you stay out of the like 5 trees in the fairway.
Now it's the upshot that's interesting. Try and get through those trees.
And those trees are like within the circle, but you don't want to hit them.
Great forehand approach from Val.
And Heather just has the easy hyzer around those trees. And Paige with her birdie putt.
You know she wants this one.
Oh, yeah. Yep, and this is the last openish hole before
before we start getting the woods. Yeah. First I just want to give a huge shout out to Idlewild and all their volunteers and the parks people. They've really cleaned up this course. I mean,
it looks beautiful.
I played here 2 years ago and I feel like it was even more wooded and off the fairway it was really bad, and I feel like they cleaned it up really nice. And so shout out to everybody who helped with all that, because the course is looking great. All right, Holly Finley, Team Innova doing some work. She's in first. We got Paige, Sarah Hokum, Jessica Weiss. Some forehand dominant players are really doing well here. Valarie and Alexis are sisters. They're both very competitive, great players. I'm excited to see the future of those two. Hole 7, 484 feet. So this tee shot's tough. This little gap that you're seeing is what we're trying to get through with something straight to understable. Hopefully it flips up to this spot right here. And then what you're trying to do, you're throwing uphill, very, very elevated shot. And you're trying to get through these trees, land center fairway, have a simple approach, and hopefully just take your 4. I mean, a 4 feels great on this hole.
Just take your par and get it out.
So there actually is some OB if you hit one of these trees and drop down right where Heather just landed. You are out of bounds and you go straight to the drop zone. Here's Paige.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, it's a good spot. The second shot is definitely super tough, just because you're throwing uphill and your body's at a weird angle, and your momentum shift is interesting.
And you're 95% of the time going to have bad footing.
Beautiful.
She just nailed that shot. Straight down the fairway. And I'm just throwing my tersis again, my understable mid. pushes through, yeah.
Nice. All right, so we have 3 players up on the hill, and then we're going to have Heather go from the drop zone. The drop zone isn't super easy. It's a very tunnel shot.
She kind of gets over on that, but it digs into the grass, so...
She should just have just a simple hyzer to the basket if she's in okay position.
Paige is going for this.
Lay it up.
Yeah, she just pulled on it too much. It's difficult with that uphill slope, running up like that.
It's tough running uphill.
Just trying to lay up to the middle of the fairway. Give myself a look at it.
So Valarie has a great forehand, so I'm excited to see, how she uses it.
That's a beautiful shot.
That was with a Scorpius.
Wow. Yeah, and the forehand is a really good idea when throwing uphill in these woods like that.
Yeah, because you don't have to look away, you know what I mean? You can, look straight at your target.
And Paige just catches that tree. And I talked to Heather, and she said that her forehand is like a new thing that she's doing. And she's like, it's not very good right now. And then she throws shots like that.
As I cry inside.
That's crazy to have a new forehand that you trust enough to use on this course and, be successful with it.
It's confidence, yo. I just think she has a lot of confidence.
And knowing her plastic very well. It's really great to see. Paige flicking up, I believe, her fierce. And this is her putt for 3.
Oh.
Almost. Very close.
Nice. Easy par. That feels great.
Yeah. Felt good.
And that's exactly how you want to play the hole.
And Heather with her bogey. And Val with the impressive par.
Yeah, I mean, easy par.
Yeah, I mean, having a birdie putt on that hole is incredible. Oh, here we have hole 8, 576 feet. It is our first par 5 of the course. We're all trying to throw hyzers through this tight gap. This is around the landing zone that you're going to see a lot of the women getting to. We have OB on the entire left side of the fairway. Doesn't really come into play that much. Then we have, this is a hard hole to explain, but the basket is up in the woods to the right side. So it's kind of like a snaking fairway almost.
Yeah, it's definitely a tunnel shot. A lot of the women are just trying to stay dead fairway, trying not to hit any of those trees. This tee shot is really touchy. Val just pures it. So that is her Star Leopard. So that's a super neutral flying fairway driver. And that's exactly what you want. You want something very neutral for this shot if you're throwing the backhand.
And that's basically what I'm throwing is the Maverick, a very neutral, very controlling driver.
This tee shot's very daunting because you have this left tree that is huge. And it's it's hard to tell off of just the video. But on the tee shot, that gap you have to hit is very tight.
Oh, yeah. And I asked Heather if she was going to flick this hole, and she said no, so I'm excited to see.
She's going putter, okay.
Big turnover putter shot. She puts herself in a good position.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Very impressive.
It's funny, Paige came up to me during a practice round, and she's like, what are you throwing on 8? She's like, are you throwing that flex forehand? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, I knew it, I thought about it. And I'm like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's a real aggressive way to take this hole, but
You get the distance, girl.
I've seen some really good shots with it, though.
That's the perfect position where Paige just landed to.
There's Heather on the left side of the fairway.
That was an F5.
Yeah, she's just trying to get herself to the right side of the fairway, which is smart for a lefty. Giving
True.
herself more of
Yeah.
a hyzer shot for her next shot.
Better position.
Yeah, good placement. That's my mall. Super flippy fairway that I just trusted. Got myself up there.
So you'll have like a forehand in the basket?
Yeah, because I'm like more on the right side.
Yeah, so Paige, ooh, it's not horrible, but she's
Yeah.
just going for position. Right where those stumps are is where I think a lot of women are just trying to get to.
Yeah.
Like on top of that hill, kind of where you're just landed, just so they have like an easy approach towards the basket.
Sit. Yeah, and I was kind of surprised to see Paige go with the putter there, but she might have been a little spooked with the last hole.
True.
Being too aggressive, so she might have just dissed down to...
She took her medicine.
And the left side's not really where you want to be on this hole, but she pushed through pretty far.
I think left or right side you don't want to be. I feel like once you get in there, there's like tiny trees. And so like when you're trying to get out, it gets tough. PP with the forehand.
Just left it a little low.
I know she's definitely been working on it, and it's good to see her using it. I just don't think she's quite comfortable yet.
Heather just having some trouble on this hole.
Which is surprising because it is a lefty friendly hole. Oh, Rebecca with the forehand?
Oh, thank you.
That was great. What is that? Overstable putter?
Yeah, it's a harp.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love seeing more women throwing more forehands.
It's a nice out by Val. So she did push pretty far down the fairway.
Heather looks like she's gonna run this one.
Yeah, she's almost to circle's edge down there. Paige also going for this one. Ooh. A little more turned over and it would have been in.
Easy par for Val.
Nothing wrong with taking par on this hole.
Nothing wrong. Woo.
Nice putt by Paige.
Nice catch. Birdie. That's a sweet birdie.
Yeah, it felt really good.
All right, hole 9, 258 feet, no OB, but if you get off this fairway, it kind of feels like OB just because it's a tough upshot. Once you get closer to the basket, it actually slopes down. So I'm curious if we're going to see some backhand mid-range putter shots. Some women are going to go for the forehand. It's definitely a tight gap, and then you get down here and you have some guardian trees.
Yeah, and it's like you get done playing 7 and 8, and you look at this hole and you're like, man, this should be like super easy.
What?
I don't know, man.
What? Excuse me.
I don't know.
Oh, that's. Thank you. You give Idlewild a kiss for that
It takes
one.
from you and it gives you sometimes. So.
That's awesome.
And is that her Nova again?
And it is her Nova.
She gets out there to the open part. It's not a bad landing spot at all.
So the thing is, you can land where Valarie is, and you could have a putt, but the thing that isn't great is those trees are low hanging. So it's definitely a tough putt if you're not right by the basket. Paige just a little bit late.
Yeah, and it just, what sucks so much about this hole is that you're off the fairway at all and you're scrambling, like scrambling.
Just a little early for Heather.
So she's going to be, on that right side of the fairway, just in a difficult spot.
Tough forehand shot from Paige.
This is her Raptor, I believe. Very, very overstable. She almost threw that in, too.
See, that's what I was saying about this hole, is because it slopes down, that up shot is tough because the disc just goes fast.
Yeah, and Heather just like in jail right here. But she gets herself out of it, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you land early on this hole and you're trying to lay up, you don't realize you're just trying to get to the basket.
Get it. What?
Yeah.
Atta girl.
I mean, the most beautiful 3 save I've ever seen on this hole.
Look at that putt.
That's crazy.
For all of you that don't know, Heather is our Disc Golf Pro Tour putting champion. During quarantine, she kicked butt, and she's an amazing putter, so that was sick to see her save par.
And here's Val with her birdie putt. Yeah, with that low ceiling, she didn't want to give it everything. Yeah.
Tough. Paige having just the pitch out, that definitely isn't. This definitely isn't the hole you want to get a bogey on.
But it definitely happens.
Definitely happens. I definitely took a bogey.
And then my local route.
Oh my gosh. That's a sweet birdie.
Yeah.
And honestly, just like you said on hole 4, you got to stay in it. And you started off a little rough, and here you are getting 2 back-to-back birdies. So
yeah, it definitely felt good after that really rough start. And here it looks like Holly got herself down to 2 down, sticking clean. I mean,
consistent.
Wow. Yeah.
Beautiful. So there's our front 9. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the coverage of Paige, Valarie, and Heather. It looks like we're sticking pretty close with these few. Obviously, hole to hole, we're going to see some changes in between scores. But thank you guys for watching, and catch us on the back 9.